I don't like to complain, but sometimes I just need to vent. Uh, Shortly after my father died, which was he passed away in July of 2020. I was struggling to get along with my horrible mother. Yes, she's horrible. I'm sorry. I can't sugarcoat that. The pain she caused me and my father for decades of our lives. And it was so hard for me to even be over there at the house to make sure she wasn't neglecting him. And sometimes she did neglect him. He had dementia. He relied on her to take care of things. Make sure he had his bath every week, make sure he ate. She was not patient with him. But because I can't be in the room with her for too long, if you know what misophonia is, it's very serious, and her speaking cuts through me painfully. So I have to limit the amount of time I spend in her presence. And if I do plan a game night and family comes over, I'm pretty drunk to be able to tolerate the sound of this woman's voice. It's bad. I am a dutiful daughter. She is taken care of. I had to juggle around and hire new aides for her recently. Anyway, I was talking to you about my father in 2020. Anyway, shortly after he died, I don't know what I was being punished for. It can be anything really with her. If I'm not 100% thrilled to be servicing her in every way, shape, or frickin' form, she will take things out on me. And she threw out hundreds of photos from my life, from my childhood. We had these old leather-bound photo albums, and they each held at least 100, if not more, photos. And my mother, she was the documenter. Before social media, she was a one-woman social media. She had pictures of every birthday, every occasion, every family member, every trip to the beach. And I always, once in a while, I'd say to her, I'm like, these are safe here, right? You're not going to ever throw these out, because I don't have room for them over at my place. And it's true, I didn't, but I could have made room if I had known that when she cleaned out my father's closet, because they did not sleep in the same bedroom. You have to understand. He had his room, which was the bedroom, and she has the living room. And I told her, I'm like, Mom, I'm not sentimental about any of Daddy's things. Please, let's just donate them to the poor. People need nice coats and jackets and, decent things. I don't even remember when I discovered the photo albums missing, but it was it when I was trying to get together the board, because I didn't have a wake for my dad till a year later. I'm not quite sure how I got tipped off to the fact that those photo albums and the giant box of photos that we had gone missing. And I grilled her. I'm like, where did the photos go? Oh, well, when Emily, one of her aides, who's no longer an aide because she couldn't take my mother's abuse any longer, oh, she must have thrown them out. I'm like, nobody would throw out precious family photos. That's not something somebody would just throw away. Unless you were sitting there in your wheelchair saying to her, throw them out. And, people get exhausted and they just freaking do whatever she tells them. I don't know what made Emily listen to her. Maybe it was Emily who told me. I don't remember. All I know is that I was devastated, and I still am. This is 3 years later. All those photos just gone. I still have a few because I had kept one photo album here, and for various reasons I had a few pictures, but nothing like the pictures from my childhood. Me as a baby, me as a little girl, first days of school, me with my dad. The two of them when they were happy for 5 minutes. She did it again. Now, those photos have been gone for years, and I don't know how it came up, but her new aide, who she is allowing to do some cleaning over there, I gave up. You just get tired. You give up. Don't touch this, don't touch that, or her shushling and chuchling at me, and I'm trying to do anything. I just gave up. The place needs to be dusted. Like, it was a little disgraceful, but I can't fight her, and I'm very unmotivated to put myself in these difficult situations to clean. I had been saying, well, did you want to call this one? You want to call that one? Maybe this aide might do a little something. Would you let them? And, I get yelled at. Please don't be so involved in things that happen over here. And it's just like, fine. Live in filth. I don't care. It's not filthy. It's dusty. And once a month, I clean the bathroom if I think of it. Because I guess her aides wipe things down a little bit. It wasn't just terrible, but... Well, this new aide, was making comments about the cleanliness level of the place. And, well, mate, she doesn't want me breathing in any dust. Like, all right, good. Let her fight that battle. But I got in touch with her. The aide, this is a few days ago, and I'm like, I hear my mother's willing to let you clean a little bit. I'd be very willing to pay you to do that. Please let me know your fee. And she came back with, well, I kind of have to sneak. She's not really tolerating me moving stuff around. She seemed to really understand. Your mother likes things a certain way, and if I touch this without her being in the room, and then something's 1 inch off, and she seemed to really understand, and she's like, I know it must be so much harder on you because you're her daughter. I'm like, yes, it is. Thank you for getting it. And she was giving me the rundown. Yeah, well, I cleaned off that, that credenza, and she had me throw out all the pictures that were there. I'm like, what? Yeah, all those little plastic frames. I'm like, she had you throw the frames out with the pictures in them, the photos. Oh, yeah, she says that they were all duplicates. I'm like, no, they were not all duplicates. Now, maybe they were. I don't know. All I know is I would like to have seen them before they were tossed in the garbage and coleslaw thrown on top of them. So I'm texting the aide. I'm like, oh my God, I don't even know if those are duplicates. Where are they now? She's like, well, she had me throw them out. Do you want me to get them out of the garbage? I'm like, would you please? She says, well, all right, maybe, when she's in the bathroom, I can sneak. I'm like, all right, now this is getting annoying. What do you mean? You gotta wait till she's in the bathroom. You have to sneak. Those are my photos. I have power of attorney over everything. All the money, medical over her, everything, real estate, everything. And it's not just I filled out a form and it got it notarized. No, I had a lawyer draw it up. It cost me a mint. But I legally have authority over everything there. I haven't played that card with this woman because she seems to be caught in the middle. We've only had her 2 weeks. So she texted me. She says, I got them. I threw them all in a bag. I didn't have a chance to clean them off. I'll come and drop them off. I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And then she relates to me that she lied to my mother and said, oh, Ada, would you mind if I need those frames. They're just the perfect size. Do you mind if I fetch them out of the garbage? I really want the frames. And so she did it real quick. And my mother's like, no,
Wait till I'm out there with you. I want to see what you're getting out of the garbage.
like, you can't even go in the garbage without her having to supervise this. She's like, oh, no, I already did it. It's all in a bag. And she tossed it in the hall, and fine. And then the aide is telling me, I really don't. And when she came to drop off the photos, I live down the hill from my mother. She says, well, I really don't like to lie. I was uncomfortable lying, but, I wanted to help. And I'm thinking, so you're not uncomfortable throwing away photos of my family and having my mother throw coleslaw on top of them? That didn't bother you? But I really don't like lying. She's coming off like a flying monkey at this point. If you know anything about dealing with narcissists, you know what the flying monkeys are. Even though she seems to understand what kind of difficult person my mother is, well, she's kind of waffling a little bit, this aide. So it's like, oh, okay, I see, all right. I don't care all that much. It's more important that she handle my mother. She doesn't have to be loyal to me or even have a personality I can tolerate. It doesn't matter as long as she takes care of my mother. And the other day, she's like, oh, let your mother know that I saw the cats outside and they ate. And I didn't text her back. I was going to say something like, I will never call my mother to reassure her that the cats outside ate. You just saw her throw away precious family photos and dump coleslaw on top of them. And that's just one little thing that my mother's done. And you witnessed it. Tell your mother that no. So there I was. No, the photos were still in the frames, but some of them really got soaked a little bit with the coleslaw juice. So there I am sitting in my living room now after the aide dropped them off and left. There I am with paper towels and alcohol cleaning the photos. 2 of them were restored, colorized pictures of my brother when he was a toddler. Yeah, that's pretty precious. Another was a group photo of my brother, my dearly departed sister-in-law, my nephew, my niece. I forgot how many other nephews were there too for this visit. So my brother, who is my brother from my mother's first marriage, has a son, my nephew Tony, who's only 5 years younger than I. Because my brother is, about 19 years older than I am. So the age difference. And so my nephew Tony had 3 sons. So I have great nephews. And we do keep in touch. And they came rushing down here when my dad died to be at my side, to help me, to support me. Very, very loyal. Very loyal and loving. And my brother visits periodically and says he really enjoys spending time with me, and I like to take him around, and we go to movies and cafes and things. Things he can't do up in Vermont because they're an hour from the nearest grocery store. It's a different world. So yeah, photos of them. I don't know. I have the pile somewhere. It's hard to even look at them after I clean them up. It's still stinking like coleslaw, but hopefully not any longer. Anyway, so today I had to drop off the calendar at my mom's, with the aide's schedule. And I said, oh, wow, everything looks great. She cleaned. It looks wonderful. Well, she's not done yet. She has a few more things. I'm like, oh, wow. What a beautiful... Oh, hey. Yeah, she cleaned all this off. Where's all the photos? Oh,
Oh, well, she took the frames.
I'm like, oh, yeah, that's fine, but where are the pictures?
Oh, I don't know where she put them.
Like, you don't know where she put them? What do you mean you don't know where she put them? You said she took the frames. Where'd she put the photos?
Well, I don't know. I don't know where they are. I don't know where she put them.
I said, did you throw them out?
Well, I mean, they were just pictures of my family.
I said, your family? What do you mean your family?
Well, you know, Vermont.
I'm like, that's my family too. She has done this all our lives. That's her family. They're her relatives, not mine. Like, but that's my brother. He's your son. So that makes him my brother. And therefore his child and that child's child are my relatives. They're my family.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where they are.
I said, did you throw them out?
I don't know. I don't know where they are.
Just dodging the question. She knows damn well they were thrown out. She threw them out. She instructed her aide to throw them out, just like she instructed Emily. And who knows what kind of grudge that woman had against me. Maybe she blames me for how shitty my mother was to her. Happily throwing away photo albums. There goes my childhood. And I try to be old Buddhist about it. Like, well, detachment. What was I going to do with them anyway? How often was I going to look at those photos anyway? But it hurt. And it still hurts. You saw me crying just now in this video. It still frickin' hurts. The loss hurts. The loss of the photos hurts. And the cruelty. It's not even, because it's not even intentional. It's hard to call it cruelty. I'm not a real person. See, with the narcissist, I'm not a real person. I'm just a cardboard cutout, some extension of her. She didn't bother thinking of me because I'm not real. Why would my feelings matter? Plus, if I'm not 100% enthusiastic about doing every little thing for her with a big freaking smile on my face, well, then she finds little ways to spite me, and she's running out of ways to spite me at this point. And, she could pull a stunt and decide to start calling me to help her into her wheelchair, but that happened when we were in this transition, getting the new aides, because 2 of them left. But she wouldn't let me. She made me call every single aide to try to find somebody to help her. She wouldn't let me help her. Perhaps she thinks I'll drop her. Now, I would like to believe I'm not that spiteful, cruel, and violent that I would purposely drop my mother. But I'm also not as physically, fit as her ladies. Who are home health aides, many of them for years, and have that kind of strength. So at least I'm safe from that kind of spite from her. But no, second round of pictures. Only a few. It wasn't the end of the world. A few, the pictures of my brother colorized. He archives everything, my brother. So he had backups. Yeah, backups of those. The group picture of the family. That is a double. But there were a few that weren't. I know it sounds like mischief and that I shouldn't be so upset. I know you're thinking that. But when it's been going on for practically a lifetime of just spite and erasure and being lied to and manipulated, I'm exhausted. I wanted to get a lot of work done today. I had a heavy tiredness about me. And I'm like, well, chalk it up to a loss. I have tickets to a show tonight. I'm going to see The Jesus Revolution, starring Jonathan Rumi, who plays Jesus in the streaming show The Chosen. It's an app. It's free. Watch The Chosen. It's excellent. So I'm taking myself to the movies, and I went and got some sugar-free M&Ms so that I could have something in the movies. So that was nice of me to do for future me. But man, this has been an exhausting 24 hours with this pictures being thrown in the garbage with coleslaw thrown on top of them episode. And there I am, dutifully buying a sack of oranges for her today and buying her favorite cheese, making sure she has enough cash to pay her aides, sitting there and painstakingly drawing up the schedule for her aides.
I don't know where they are. I don't know where she put them.
All my life, lying. And then me covering up for her. My father would catch her in lies, and he'd ask me. I'd be like, oh no, Daddy, she would never do that to you. Lying to spare his feelings. Because he never stopped loving her. He loved her more than me sometimes, I felt. "99 years old, and she still has this power over me, and I want the power to be gone. I don't want to wish her dead because I know it's a sin, but I want her behavior to not bother me anymore. It would be easier if I could listen to her speak without me going, all right, shh, 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 shh. Look up misophonia. Just look it up. It's very real. All my life. Her S's and her CH's and her SH's just cut through me. Maybe it's the dentures. I don't know. Maybe how they taught her to speak with the dentures. I don't know. Or maybe her voice just signifies me being manipulated and lied to, and I just can't listen to her speak. This is very painful. This woman continuing to torment me. It's very painful. But I did figure something out with a lovely friend of mine who sees how much I suffer. And who says, you know, Lisa, nobody has the issues, the health issues and mental health issues you have for no reason. And she's like, well, do you believe in reincarnation? Because, you know, if you don't overcome, if you don't learn your lessons in this life, you don't want to come back again, do you? Having to have to do the weight loss thing again, or deal with your mother again? I don't want to deal with it now. I said, but I do believe that she's alive. All her siblings are gone. She was one of 11. Yeah. She was born in 1923 during the Great Depression. They're all gone. All her brothers and sisters are gone. They died. Her baby brother just died a few weeks ago. Oh, a couple months ago. Like recent. He was in his 90s. There she is, 99 years old, still alive. So here's how I reason things. And God can do whatever God wants, but my reasoning is this. She's alive because I need to overcome her in this lifetime. I need to overcome her bullying. She's a bully. Narcs are bullies in this lifetime. And how? Is to succeed. To have so much money that I have the power to do what I want. That I have the power to put her in assisted living I would still get her aids, of course, because they don't do much for you in assisted living. Or to get round the clock people, and if it's someone she doesn't like, too bad. To have a 24/7 person plus aids, just to ease my mind of not having to worry about her ever again. And the money's running out. We get another, home equity installment in August. So I have to get to August scraping by to keep her her aids paid, because we pay them cash. So here I am tap dancing as fast as I can to stretch out that money, and she does this to me. It's amazing. I have to overcome her. I have to fight this bully, and I have to be wildly successful. She said to me recently, "You have everything and I have nothing. You made something of yourself." I'm like, I worked hard, and I'm still in terrific debt for my education. She and my father didn't do a college fund. They didn't. Probably wouldn't have made a dent anyway. I have 3 degrees. They didn't think of it. They weren't college-minded people. They were working people. So I don't blame them for that. I'm not saying, like, I resent having to pay for college. That's not it. But she was feeling sorry for herself. I have everything, and she has nothing. I made something of myself, and she's a nothing. So what do? The dutiful daughter? No, Mom, that's not true. You're a mother, your wife, a sister, a grandmother, a great-grandmother. You've done so much charity. She has. Good mother in public, horrible mother behind. There's a phrase for that. Good mommy, bad mommy, or something. Covert narc. But she's not a covert narc. Only to very naive people is she a covert narc. Most people can see it very clearly, how abusive she is. So there I was, reassuring her, "No, Mommy, look at that. You raised a professor. Yeah, you nurtured me." She didn't. She abused me horribly. Called me names. She was terrible. Did not encourage me. But the way she tells it, she was very encouraging. Pulled me out of dancing school because I was too fat. Wasn't losing weight in dancing school. She took that away from me. I made all-state choir in high school. How dare I? How dare I sign up for something that she would have to drop everything and drive me like one of those other mothers? She said, "Well, get yourself a ride." I didn't. I don't know why I just allowed it not to happen. I think I was just embarrassed to ask for rides. I was always asking for rides from people. I never had shoes that fit properly, so walking home, I would just get blisters. It was a little bit far to walk home from high school. No, she was not a nurturing mother. No, she was not.
"You're like my little chick."
Yeah, up until like age 5, when I developed a will of my own and a personality of my own. Then I betrayed her by having my own ideas and friends and wanting to do things for myself, wanting to make friends, wanting to have play time with friends. Oh my God. I'm not getting into the whole thing right now. I'm just so upset about the pictures and that she could possibly do it a second time. Just a small handful of photos. Well, pretty substantial, but. And then lie about it. And the only thing left is for her to die. Which, as I said, I know it's a sin to wish her dead, so I don't want to do that. The other alternative is to be so wildly successful. Wildly. Of course. And my friend, yes, she's like, "Did she try to keep you dependent on her for everything?" I'm like, yeah. Absolutely, financially. And that's the last string. It's the last change he has on me, is that house. I would like to keep the house. The house could be an income property. Or I could go live there. Not that I want to live in the trauma house. Like, yeah, once in a while, maybe I'll entertain up there because there's a dining room, but I can't live there. My father's ghost haunts the place. My best friend's ghost is there. Not in a bad way. People are like, oh, don't say haunt. I'm like, why? Ghosts haunt. I didn't say it was a bad thing. So I blog. I don't call this a blog. I call it a vlog, or my YouTube channel. Every day over at I think it's Lisa Sarges or Prof. Lisa Sarges. Just go to YouTube and look up my last name, Sargese. You'll see my other channel. Because somebody said, oh, I missed you yesterday on the Daughters of Difficult Mothers channel. And I don't post every day on Daughters of Difficult Mothers, even though it's very specific. It's about narc mothers. I like to talk about overcoming addiction and weight loss and dieting and spirituality over at my other channel. So if you're watching this video on Daughters for Difficult Mothers channel, just know I don't post here every day. I post on the other one every day. But you're getting this one today because it's about the difficult mother. They wouldn't let me put narcissistic mother as a title. Maybe because it's a clinical term. I don't know. And I don't know if I tried mother as a narcissist or maybe it was taken. I don't know. But I feel better. Thank you for letting me cry on camera. I'm sorry if you're reliving some horrible trauma that your narc mother caused you. I'm so sorry. We can move past this. We can. But just like I overate with that salad the other day, never 100% cured. Well, are we ever 100% over the cruelty that these women committed against us? And I want to outlive her. I'm 58, she's 99. And sometimes I fear, like I get the chest pain right here. And I'm like, oh God, no, please, no, God, please don't let her kill me. Please, I want to live. It would be just like Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds, who we look like together, by the way. There's a photo of me somewhere with my mother, and we look just like Carrie Fisher and Debbie Reynolds. Matter of fact, when I posted it on Facebook, that's what somebody thought we were. Like, nope. But that would definitely happen. If I died, she'd die right the next day. Steal my thunder. Not let me have a moment's peace in the afterlife. But I'm alive. And I'm going to see the Jesus Revolution. In a few minutes, I'll be leaving. And I'll have my sugar-free candy. And I've gotten this off my chest, so. See Star-Lord?
Star-Lord, say hi. Dad, Mom.
And there's Xander. I don't know where Zuko went. But please leave me a comment, even if it's just a heart. Subscribe, share this with someone. See, it's very blue today. We're doing blue. Blue on the screensaver. Blue on the beautiful tree in the corner. Thanks for watching and being so supportive. Let's heal for real together.